every Thursday now, we started this last year, we'd like to take just a minute on Thursday to remind ourselves, myself included, how important it is to take a mindfulness break. That mindfulness, we know the studies are rapidly pouring in, showing that, first of all, everybody in the autism community is under more stress than the average so-and-so, right? Than the average bear. And that if we participate in mindfulness activities, that we can lower that stress. And when we lower stress, we get more done. So, how much more important could it be? And so lots of different ways, because we can all appreciate mindfulness in different ways. So we're exploring little things. So my tip for today is to mentally Instagram a moment. Sometimes we get so caught up in our heads, and I'm a big believer in that creative part of your brain where you get lost in time and space. And that in some ways that's a little vacation too, but it's not a mindful vacation, it's creative vacation. And we want to take mindful vacation, something where we are fully present in the moment. And I am somebody, I get Facebook, totally understand Facebook, and I'm all about Facebook, right? The Twitter thing, not so much my home territory, and the Instagram haven't helped me. I'm just lost, and so many of you write in go, why are you guys not doing more stuff on Instagram? Because Shannon doesn't get it. Shannon doesn't really get it. And I had said to somebody a couple weeks ago, I don't really get the Instagram thing. I don't understand why. And they were saying, oh, but I would think you're very visual. I would think you would really be into this, because it's about, and this was their explanation of it, and maybe you won't agree with it, but I thought, oh, we should do this with mindfulness. They were saying it's about taking just a moment in time and encapsulating it and sharing just a moment. So, Twitter, you get a certain number of characters. Facebook, you can put a picture, you can put a video, whatever. But Instagram, it's a picture, and yes, you can put a saying and you can do different things to it, but it's about capturing a moment in time, and then others can comment on it. And I was thinking, oh, well, that's mindfulness. We need to capture this moment here in time. And so there is a way that you can mentally take a photograph. I was saying the other day when I was at the Women's March with my son that there was a moment when I was so overwhelmed with a good feeling, and those don't come every day, unfortunately, but I was there with my son and I felt so well. And that is not my normal go-to in that many people, but I said to my son, we were locked in arms, and I said, let's just stop for just a second, look around, take it in. What do you see? What do you smell? What do you feel? What do you notice? Because we will remember this for the rest of our lives. And it's true that, there are those little snapshots that you remember from time, that you don't remember the whole of an event, but you remember a snapshot. And usually there's like a sensory component that goes with it, and you remember what you were feeling. And you can, if you bring that picture back up in your head, man, you can be right there again. So why not fill your brain with good things? And sometimes it's not the most exciting thing, right? Sometimes it's like the most mundane thing. That I can think of a chair that my mother had in her dining room. And if I think hard enough of what that chair looked like, I can feel what the fabric felt like, the tweed felt like in my fingers, and it brings back a memory of when I was a child, right? And it's a pretty mundane thing. So we can do this in the present moment. We can take a 3-second, 30-second break at any point and Instagram emotionally and mentally the moment for ourselves, because we will never be here again in this moment. And we may do something over and over and over and over again, but there comes a time when it's the last time, right? My husband and I were just talking about that the other day, that I can remember holding my son on my hip, and it felt like we did that forever, because we did for years. But then there came a day when it was the last time, and now it would be ridiculous for me I would topple over. He's 5 inches taller than me, right? we couldn't do that. But, I can remember Instagramming moments, not knowing that that's what it was, when I would go to put him in the car seat. I would take him out of like the shopping cart and hold him, because that would be the moment that he wouldn't, squiggle. And I would hold him and smell his little head, and be in the parking lot and just breathe for a moment before I put him into his 5-point harness, right? Ooh, those are good, powerful things. But how much more powerful to do it in this moment. And you get that little break for just a moment of, okay, in this moment, yeah, I got that I got to deal with. I don't know how I'm going to fix that. I don't know what I'm going to do about this. But in this moment, the truth is everything's okay right now. And that gives you the energy and the courage to be able to face whatever that thing is that happened yesterday, the thing that's going to happen tomorrow, right? Instagram a moment just for yourself. Take that breath and be mindful. It'll help with the stress, I guarantee you.